Welcome to the AI Research Roundup. I'm Alex. Today we're looking at a paper from the Hugging Face trending list, published on October 16, 2025, just yesterday. This paper introduces WithAnyone, a diffusion model trained with paired, contrastive identity supervision that sharply cuts copy-paste while preserving strong identity similarity and giving much better control over pose and expression. The paper is titled WithAnyone, Towards Controllable and ID-Consistent Image Generation, and as we'll see later, the implications for model training are quite significant. Alongside the model, the authors released multi-ID2M and a benchmark that quantify copy-paste and the fidelity-diversity trade-off, backed by ground truth-aligned identity and contrastive losses. Also, the authors shared a full repo you'll find ready-to-run code with a Gradio UI for generation, a separate face edit demo, and a batch inference script. It includes requirements, checkpoint download instructions, multi-ID bench, and multi-ID2M data hooks, LoRa support, B-box-based controls, and usage tips for balancing identity and creativity. On Hugging Face, grab WithAnyone 1.0 Flux 1 Dev, plus previews WithAnyone, K for text to image, and KE for face editing. Try Space Demo or run the Gradio apps. Alright. Figure 1 shows a collage of results that illustrates what controllable, identity-consistent generation looks like. Identity consistency means the same person stays recognizable across changes in pose, style, and setting, which matters because it separates faithful likeness from copy-paste. The panels highlight varied scenes and art styles, while keeping the faces aligned with the intended identities. The range suggests strong control without collapsing into duplicated reference photos. Figure 2 shows the central observation. Strict copying of the reference face reduces controllability, so models fail to follow edits like natural makeup or blonde hair while keeping the same identity. The input face sets the identity, and the comparison highlights how methods behave when the prompt requests changes. Instant ID and Pulid largely replicate the reference, which signals copy-paste. WithAnyone instead customizes the face to match the prompt, while staying close to the ground truth. Well, Figure 4 shows how the system encodes references and supervises identities to prevent copy-paste. The left panel summarizes the architecture. A face branch and an image branch feed tokens into DIT blocks, and masked cross-attention lets each face token attend only to its own region. The middle panel illustrates an identity contrastive loss, which pulls the predicted face towards same identity samples while pushing it away from a negative pool. The right panel adds a ground truth-aligned identity loss that compares embeddings after aligning landmarks so identity signals stay consistent across noise and pose. So after the loss design just now, Table 1 reports head-to-head results on multi-ID bench and omni-context. It shows WithAnyone achieves higher similarity to ground truth while keeping a lower copy-paste score. Copy-paste score means how strongly the output replicates the reference face, so lower is better. On multi-ID bench, similarity sits around 0.46 while copy-paste is about 0.14. On omni-context, the overall quality score lands near 6.5. So, while Table 1 gave us the raw scores, Figure 5 maps the trade-off between similarity to ground truth and copy-paste. Copy-paste here means the output face overly matches the reference, which signals replication instead of identity preservation. The left panel shows most methods sliding along a downward curve, where higher similarity comes with more copying. The right panel repeats the pattern for multi-identity cases, yet our method sits in the upper right. The takeaway is that the approach raises similarity while keeping copying low. So, after the trade-off plot, Table 2 compares methods on multi-person generation. It shows the model reaches about 0.41 similarity to ground truth. Copy-paste stays near 0.17, which indicates low replication because the metric penalizes outputs that mirror the reference face. The pattern holds across 2-person cases and 3 to 4-person cases with consistent identity control. And note cautions that the GPT baseline benefits from prior TV series exposure, so its similarity can spike unexpectedly. So, 2 takeaways stand out. The method cuts copy-paste while raising similarity to ground truth, and it delivers real control over pose and expression across single and multi-person scenes. The broader implication is clear. Paired, contrastive supervision, and standardized benchmarks like multi-ID2M and multi-ID bench should guide future training. That is it for this episode of the AI Research Roundup. I am Alex, thanks for listening.